2, 3, 4. Hello, everyone. This is Nick Randoms88, and we are back with more Katawa Shoujo, probably for the final time for this playthrough. I will be starting the next playthrough probably immediately, but just to be sure, we are very close. We're probably not even close to the end of that one, but I want to get it done. So we are at Great Outlook. 12 hours, 51 minutes of fucking recording. Holy shit. I read slow. Um, Uno momento. Because I know that there is a part soon that I have to skip once again. And this time I actually will read what happened. I'll read the text history. Just, I can't show it. After being woken by a sound, I open my eyes with a measure of reluctance. Turning my head to the left, I find the rain outside sweeps against the windows loudly. Spray after wind-blown spray lashes against the glass as if trying its hardest to make up for summer's previous heat. Sit up in the futon, holding the back of my neck to try and subdue the pain from the awkward sleeping position. By all accounts, I should be lamenting the turn in the weather, given that this is our last day here. The events of yesterday refuse to stop flooding my mind, though. The feeling of holding Lily's crying body in my arms, the rush of lust and hormones that flowed through us as we spent the night together. Do you really have to put it that way? Couldn't you just say, that you fucked? I mean, it's easier. It's not as appropriate, but it's easier. Seems almost futile to try and rationalize everything that happened. In an attempt to distract myself, I groan and lean over to retrieve my bag without standing. Pulling out one bottle after another, I take the daily regimen's worth of pills from their containers and swallow them without further ado. It took a surprisingly short amount of time to get used to swallowing pills without water. I can't do that. It's gross. They taste nasty. That said, I suppose the same thing goes for getting used to living in a school for disabled students. Remembering Yamaku, I become all the more grateful for having the chance to get away, even if it's just for the shortest of times. I appreciate the chance to spend time alone with Lily and Hanako, away from the bustle of school life, even considering the latest complications. Never thought I'd say it, but the idea of living away from the city is a nice, tranquil area is an inviting one. It's a thought that barely a year ago would have seemed simply ludicrous. Flash of pink, no doubt Hanako's gown, peeks from around the corner, realizing I must look a sight since I've only just woken up. I slap the remaining pills into my mouth and run a hand through my hair. Good morning, Hisao. Ah, go. Ah. I reply to her, completely forgetting that I'm in the middle of swallowing a particularly large pill, coughing and spluttering. I finally gag on it. That's what she said. Ah, Hisao. After his sputtering loudly and tapping my chest a couple of times to force it down, I managed to recover. I'm fine. Sorry, I forgot I was swallowing. Lol. I had to make that joke again since I made it at the beginning of the playthrough. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I hold my hand up, gesturing for Hanako to stop. I gagged. It's my fault. Morning, Hanako. She pauses a moment before bowing in reply. Walking, no, staggering in behind Hanako is a familiar figure of Lily, also dressed in her pajamas, with her eyes full of sleep and her hair bedraggled? Is that how you say that word? Bedraggled? I guess so. She's a sight to behold. Hi, Lily. Good morning, Hisao. For a while, the silence hangs in the air as neither of us knows what to do. Given what happened last night, we both have more than enough reason to be finding the situation awkward. Not really. I mean, if it was meant to happen, it wouldn't be awkward. Then again, it just kind of happened. Just how are we meant to react to meeting each other after something like that? What, you mean intercourse? You know? and all that jazz, you know. Best course of action would probably be to talk to Lily alone to set things in order. Um, I'll start making breakfast. Lily evidently catches on to my train of thought. I'll help. Hanako, could you set the table? She nods, her head disappearing into a cupboard as she quickly goes about her assigned task. I rub a little more sleep out of my eyes as I wander over to the fridge and take out some milk, and Lily grabs various brightly colored boxes from some of the lower cupboards to my side. While we make the rather bland looking meal, I whisper somewhat more quietly than usual, knowing Lily's hearing. She won't have any trouble catching what I say. Are you okay, Lily, after last night? She gives a delicate nod, her expression weak. Though her tiredness surely plays a part, she seems genuinely unsure about what's happened between us and how to move ahead. Can't say I blame her, considering my feelings are the same. Sorry, Sal, I wasn't thinking straight yesterday. Never stopped to consider you or Hanako, and I even went as far as she's winding herself up, with her hands and voice both tightening. Give her a gentle bump to try and lighten up the situation. Don't have to apologize. Said I liked you as well, after all. But as her composure begins to falter, it becomes obvious there's no alternative. Turning to Lily, I gently embrace her tall frame. She offers no resistance at all, thankfully pulling back just from the edge of her emotions. Despite our reassuring embrace lasting only a matter of seconds, I notice Hanako wordlessly watching. She's like, "You motherfucker! What you doing today? Yeah, I'm watching you, motherfucker. You better not try anything." The plate in her hands hovers inches above the table, her action halted midway by the sight. Why does everybody look depressed? Well, she just kind of looks neutral. You look depressed. And I don't even know what his sound looks like right now. The clatter of utensils against plates is the only sound to be heard as we silently eat, whereas before only two of us may have been unsure of ourselves. The entire situation has changed. After weeks of blissful friendship, willing away the days with shared meals and chatter with little meaning, the relationship of Lily and I know that all of us has irreversibly changed. Can't take this. Lily. Oh shit. Hold up. Gonna sneeze. Oh, that sucked balls. That hurt. Ugh. She solemnly nods, so gently laying her spoon onto the plate in front of her. Neither of us knows exactly how we regard each other, let alone how Hanako would view us. This might seem abrupt, but I've confessed to Hisao. For a moment, Hanako looks almost confused, precisely the reaction I'd thought she would have. She eventually nods, her spoon still in her mouth as she does. Did you accept? I did. And I'm fucking proud. She gives a smile so large and so earnest I find myself blushing. I think it's the brightest I've ever seen her expression look. Then I'm happy. I'm really, really happy. Sorry for not telling you anything about it before. Things have been... Hanako shakes her head from side to side emphatically, apparently forgetting in her rush that Lily couldn't possibly notice. She begins fiddling with her fingers, looking a little more nervous than she did before. To be honest, I began to think you might like each other a while ago. First, I didn't really know what to think about it, but I decided in the end that if my friends are happy, then I'm happy. I was really glad to have another friend when we met Hisao, so you finding love through him is even better, right? Feeling of relief at her acceptance of our relationship falls over me like a wave. The same happens to Lily, judging by her expression. Thank you, Hanako. I really appreciate you being so understanding. Lily's voice still sounds slightly apologetic, or at least unsure. Un momento. This doesn't escape Hanako, who appears lost in thought for a few moments before turning to me. Sao, do you mind if me and Lily go outside for a bit? No, feel free. Hanako? Hanako gets up from her seat, taking Lily's hand and almost dragging her from the table in her excitement. Just get the fuck over here. I want to talk to you. Considering Lily's typically slow and steady pace, Hanako's haste makes her footing awkward and she almost loses her balance a couple of times. It's a pretty amusing sight, leaving me wordless as I watch them disappear out the door. It's only now that I realize the rain stopped, being replaced by a sky seemingly all the more vivid and bright to make up for the morning's drab gray expanse. For Hanako, this must be a pretty big revelation. Lily and I are really the only people she associates with, almost as if we were parents in her own stead. I suppose that might as well be the best way to describe the relationship we share. Father, mother, and daughter, all playing around in our little make believe family as if it could last forever. Might be a strange dynamic, and one that certainly can't last for long, but maybe, just for this one small moment, it's okay. As I stand from the table and go to join Lily and Anako in the fields outside, I nod to myself in affirmation? Yeah, affirmation. This one small moment of happiness, no matter how brief, will last with me, with all of us, forever. Yep, yep, I definitely need to skip soon. Submerged deep in the hot water, I let a drawn out sigh escape my lips. The feeling of seemingly every muscle in my body relaxing is euphoric. I have no idea how long it's been since I had a genuine hot bath, but right now I can hardly be bothered trying to remember. Maybe I'm giving the simple fact that for once I get to have a real bath more credit than it's due. The chance to just calm down, allow myself to unwind, and have some time to myself is a welcoming one. Oh shit. Hanako and Lily Hanako, Lily, and I wandered about outside, exploring the extent of the surprisingly large tract of land surrounding the house. Then we spent the majority of the afternoon resting, watching television, reading, and playing cards. May not have been the most exciting finale to our trip, but the tranquil peacefulness is something to savor. Even after we return to the school tomorrow, I think I'll remember this little house in Hokkaido for a long time. It's a pity we only have a couple more hours to spend here before going to get the train back. All I can do is yawn contentedly. Yeah, contentedly, while I watch the steam slowly rising from the clear water's placid surface, my eyes eventually locking onto the ceiling. Our exams are imminent. I had barely studied at all for them. On top of that, I don't even know what I'll do after graduation. Passing exams is all well and good, but to what end? Also now, of all times, I'm getting into a relationship. What the hell am I doing? I guess I shouldn't think like that. What's done is done. And maybe this could be viewed as just another aspect of my new life that I'm working on. Enjoy being with Lily, and there's more to life than school and a career after all. As I busily attempt to rationalize all that's happened, I hear a series of raps on the door, pick myself up and sit upright, trying to figure out the source. Three, no more and no less, so light yet assertive in their tapping, and timed regularly enough to tune a metronome. I'd be extremely surprised if it wasn't Lily. May I come in? Yeah, it's Lily. um, I'm not sure if I have to skip right here. Still in the bath. I'll be out in a sec. I know. She's like, I don't care. I'm taking you right now. You want to know how I got these scars? Just fucking coming with fucking Joker paint and shit. The voice coming from the other side of the door freezes me. After a second's thought, I rest on the side of the bath and let my arms dangle over the side. Despite trying my best to play it off, I can't help letting my mind wander. Sure, come in. Yeah, pretty soon I'm gonna have to cut this out. With that, she opens the door, slowly walking into the room and closing it behind her. She looks oddly calm, counting my racing heart. Oh, countering. Oh God, I have allergies, really bad. Uh, hey, Lily. Do you mind if I take a bath with you? Yeah, this is where I have to pause it, I believe. Yeah, I don't mind. Go ahead. Now, I'm sorry to say, but I have to pause it because I cannot show this. I will, however, since many people were like, "Why you no read the text history?" I have to read it. Fuck. All right, let's do this. God, I'm glad I didn't record that. You guys would have fucking got me banned if I recorded that. Okay, this is gonna suck because I am not good at reading this type of shit. I'm not good at reading erotica. And yeah, this is just gonna fucking suck. Oh god, this is just gonna be terrible. I'm gonna be fucking laughing and shit as I read this. God, these fucking sex scenes have so much dialogue. It's like, well, they're explaining everything. They can't really just show it because it's, a visual novel, so. Fuck. Where did this even start? Um, yeah, it started right there. Right there. Okay, here comes Failure by Nick Randoms88 to read erotica for people who don't want to just download it themselves and fucking go through it themselves. Because apparently people are too lazy to do such a thing. And I have to do this for them. Which is, by every sense of the word, wrong, but fuck it. I ain't gonna deal with arguments. Let's. I just realized something. Uno momento. I'm trying to drag this out as much as I can. Fuck. I can't stop the video here. Damn it. Okay, whatever. Let's, as they say in Celebrity Deathmatch, let's get it on. Anybody remember that show? Celebrity Deathmatch? It was a good show. Gotta watch that later. I don't mind. Go ahead. With a small nod, she begins to lift her sweater off her shoulders, baring her chest a little by little. I could do that for you if you'd like. Shit. Refused. She just said, like a computer. Refused. Access denied. Why? Her face shows she's still not overly comfortable with letting me attend to her. Can't say I blame her. She continues undressing, her shirt and skirt falling to the floor. I am gonna fuck up so many lines with this. I hate you people. Her shirt and skirt falling to the floor and leaving her in her white lace bra and panties. It's bootlegged as fuck. I can't do this. Eventually, she stands bare in the center of the room. Compared to last time, it's a lot easier to take in her entire figure. It's a wonderful sight. No shit. Sal? You're thinking perverted thoughts, aren't you? Apparently. Give me a break. You're undressing in front of me. She furrows her brow in thought. I guess this would be somewhat more erotic for you than me. Why? Ah. She gives a small, light-hearted chuckle, which seems to settle her nerves a little. If this is too much for you, Sal, I can come back later. No, no, this is fine. I'm just a bit, well, you're really beautiful, you know? Nice save, bro. Nice save. You almost fucked it up. My earnest comment draws a vivid red blush from Lily. Sal. Give her a small grin. She's cute when she's taken off guard. In any case, may I come in? Ah, sure. Lean forwards and take her soft hands in mine, helping her over the side of the bath. She feels out the side of the bathtub, then slowly lowers herself in, my breath catching when she sits and leans back onto my front. Can't you just say, like, normal words? I ain't gonna question it because I can't question the writing of other people. It's not in my code. Her legs inside mine. I expected her to sit at the other end. Why? Letting out a long breath to calm myself, I rest my arms on the sides of the bath as I struggle to control my urges. Far from missing the sight of her at her. See, this is. I'm fucking up already. Far from missing the sight of her assets, the feeling of her body against mine is surprisingly relaxing. If Lily's so sensitive to touch, must be all the more so for her. You run your baths quite hot, don't you? A bit. Do you want me to run some cold water to cool it down a bit? That would not be kosher. I couldn't think of something to say. Like seriously, I'm just like dreading this because I know that I'm gonna fuck up really bad in reading this because I am not meant to read this. But, people are just like people on the forums are like, why fucking read the text history after sex scene? We want to know what happened exactly, not your mumbling bullshit. I was like, oh, you bogus. She gives a small shake of her head. Nah, this is fine. Okay. Metal Gear. The conversation comes to an abrupt end, silence taking over. Very long and very awkward silence. Maybe this was a bit too. Don't worry, it's okay. The situation only becomes even more awkward as if to distract herself, Lily runs her free hand over her legs while holding one over her breasts for modesty. I can't read this. Like, I'm going to fuck up my reading so bad. So, like, it's good that I'm not actually at the scene because if I was, then I'd probably fuck it up even more. But this is still gonna fuck. I'm still gonna fuck up pretty bad. I sit idly, watching the wall ahead of me and the rising steam, every now and again stealing a glimpse at her body. The white of her skin glistens as she keeps sliding her hand over her legs, their length and tone all the more obvious. I don't even know if I can get flagged for reading this. Probably. Even though there's not really, it's tame. It's not like, they say words like fuck, dick, or shit like that. You fucking dick. I'm sorry, I just found that comment that I just made severely funny. Oh god, I'm gonna suck at this. Compared to Akira, you look a lot more foreign. Took after my mother's side genetically. Akira took after my father's more. Guess that makes sense. How on earth did a native Scot and a Japanese businessman meet anyway? My mother was a journalist. She met my father while he was at a conference in Inverness. Inverness? Yeah. I see. Taking after your Scottish side would explain your height, I suppose. Look back down at her as she nods and sigh at the ridiculousness of the situation. This really is too much, isn't it? You're enjoying it, though, aren't you? In some ways, yes. I guess things turned out okay in the end. Everything's settled down. Hanako took our relationship well, and we'll be going back to school tomorrow. That's not really something to look forward to. I'm sorry to say, but school is not something to look forward to. Indeed, it's a shame to be going back so soon, but we still have our memories of this place. Memories, huh? I suppose so. We'll have to see how everything goes once we get back, but for now, I'm just glad you like me. I've been winding myself up for weeks about that, so I'm thankful for things turning out like this. She nods, leaning into me as we share the warmth of our bodies. I'm going to fuck up my reading. Just watch. Just fucking watch. I'm going to fuck it up, and if I don't fuck it up, then kudos to myself for not fucking it up. Hold up a second. What the fuck is this? New updates are available? I'll do them later. Oh, shit. Skipped all the way down. Fuck. No. Oh, okay. I'm not sure whether she'll be okay with it or not, but my temptation rapidly begins to get the better of my self restraint. Hey, Lily? Yes. How was it? Last night, that is. If I was a story writer, I would have made her say something comical like, you were too small. Sorry, bro. But, I'm not meant for story writing, so whatever. She pauses in thought before looking down slightly. The delicate smile finds its way onto her lips as she blushes, her body becoming more relaxed. It's more than enough to answer the question. Even as I give a small nod in response, thoughts of last night run through my mind concerning the situation. I don't really think anyone blamed me. Hisao, your heart's beating. You're gonna die. Her voice is cut off as I delicately place my hand on her thigh. Here we go, gonna fuck it up. Well, I'd resisted before. The memory of our first time is enough to make me give in. She lets her body lean into mine without a word of protest, an invitation that I'd be hard, hard put. Is that what this is? Yeah, hard put to ignore. Place a small kiss on her neck to accept before slowly moving my hand over her smooth legs. Smooth. Hisao, please. Even as she says it, her mouth curls upward into a smile, her tone caught between embarrassment and awkward giggling. Eventually, she takes one of my hands in hers. Here we go, gonna fuck it up. Guiding it to her right breast. I greatly appreciate the See, I'm gonna fuck up this reading because I can't. I'm not meant to read this. I greatly appreciate the tentative guidance she's willing to give me. All signs of tension in her body give way. Continue to take in the feeling of her soft skin, redoubled as my other hand slips between her legs. Yes, this is definitely gonna get me flagged. I can already see it. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot. If anything, they should go and fucking yell at you guys, not me. What the fuck? Wonder if the feeling of my hands on her is exaggerated by her lack of sight, since her other senses are so finely tuned. She does seem to be enjoying it to a surprising extent. After all, it gives me somewhat odd feeling, but a pleasurable one. It takes only a few minutes before her body starts to squirm. Yep, see, right there, said body instead of body. Yep, said I knew I was going to fuck it up somewhere. It only takes a few minutes before her body starts to squirm ever so slightly, her efforts to stifle her moaning becoming visible as she purses her lips. Her light-hearted whispered protestations become noticeably more quiet. This makes me realize that all her squirming against my body's made me increasingly excited as well. Lily? I withdraw my hands to give her addled senses time to respond. Nodding, she shakingly stands and offers her hands for me to lead her out of the cramped bathtub. She see? Fucked up again. She maneuvers herself out of the bath as I do, our hands holding each other's. You know what? Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. I'm not. No. No. I'm just gonna say what happens basically after that. She rides him. Full blown fucking ass shot and all. And, stuff happens. Stuff. That certain kind of stuff. And, they reach the climax. Everything ends. And we're back here. There you go. I still hate you guys for making me read some of that. I wasn't going to go through with it anyway. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it. I'm trying to avoid a fucking conflict with the YouTube administrators, okay? Fuck off. After a chaotic dash to the station, finding our seats in the otherwise deserted carriage, we promptly crashed. Looking at the time, close to midnight, it's little surprise that if you take this particular train. Hanako is fast asleep on Lily's shoulder, and I can only barely muster the energy to stay awake. The excitement we had a while ago probably didn't help. I'd probably be pretty depressed about going back to school if my brain was actually working. As it is, though, the sight of the nighttime scenery scrolling by is surprisingly beautiful. My loud yawn is nearly wholly drowned out by the clacking of the train tracks and the old carriages rattling. So tired. And whose fault is that, Hisao? Yeah, exactly. Whose fault is that? She really does toe the line between insulting and amusing sometimes. Though I managed to wring out a weary smile, Ugh. I need a drink. Uno momento. Hold on, guys. Just want to explain what happened to somebody and give you guys to get introduced. If he answers, he better fucking answer. What's good, dude?
Yo, what's poppin'?
Not shit. Guess what you're on right now?
What am I on?
Yes.
Like people can hear me talk?
Yes.
What am I on?
You're on a recording of Katawa Shoujo, bro. Be proud.
That's fun. That's why I do a review, dude.
For
Like,
sure.
wow,
I know, right?
totally is.
Seriously, they're like, these people are literally trying to get me banned, I swear.
Trying to get you banned for what?
Because the people on the forums were like, they were bitching on how, like, last sex scene, I didn't even read the text history, and now they're like, why you no read it, the text history? Fuck, read it. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna get fucking banned for this. I can see it now.
No, don't do it. You don't want to get banned. Fuck that shit.
I read it to a certain extent, and then I was just like, you know what? Fuck you guys.
Yeah, no, don't listen to those retards because they don't care if you get banned or not. That is not their prerogative. They just want to see you fucking read the shit. They don't care about the repercussions of doing so.
It's funny though, because I actually did read it, and I was just like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna stop it right here, because I know that reading this is definitely gonna get me flagged.
Yeah, just cut it off right there. Fuck that shit. Fucking, you don't want to get banned. That would suck. But yo, I just actually got done recording a new little rant on bullying. So
You should say your account name so people can go view it.
you know what? Just link them for me. Just put a link out in your description box of my fucking Go check that out. Go to the link, people. Go to the link and watch my shitty rant video.
Your friendly neighborhood scumbag. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Very friendly neighborhood atheist scumbag. But yeah, I just kind of went off the cuff and said fuck it. But yeah, check it out. But anyway, I got another phone call, so I will call you back or call me back when you're done recording this shit. All right?
All right, man.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace. There you go. You guys got to listen to D Money for a little bit. His account name is D Money 69696969. He's also known as your friendly neighborhood atheist scumbag, and he does pretty good videos. And me and him chill quite a bit. So we'll probably do like collaboration videos sometime. So look forward to that, because there is probably a review involving me and him and Katawa Shoujo coming up pretty damn soon, whenever he decides to want to do it. Probably after he finishes all the stories. But hold on. She looks back out the window, my reflection just visible on the clear pane. Truth be told, she's perfectly correct. If it weren't for that little interlude a few hours ago, both of us would have a lot more energy. On top of that, we both had to take another bath, very nearly making us late for the train's departure. Yeah, it was mine. Still, getting into a bath with a guy is a dangerous thing to do. Evidently. Sorry, I guess I kind of took advantage of the situation back there. Well, I didn't exactly hate it. As she trails off, I look back at her. My eyes narrow as I see her slightly reddened cheeks and small grin, her mind obviously elsewhere. Say it. I knew the possibility of it happening was there. I knew it. You're just as dirty-minded as I am. What the fuck? She quickly coughs into her free hand, making her disapproval crystal clear. That's rather crude way of putting it. Oh, and you would suggest? I merely have a healthy adolescent sex drive. So, in other words, dirty minded. Almost seeming to sense the moment, Hanako mumbles quietly as she furrows her brow in Lily's lap. Yeah, she's probably fucking hearing all of this right now. Just like, I do not want to hear this shit. with my fucking taxi driver hat. It's an awesome ass hat. I want one of those. I have a thing with hats. Shut up. Lily's look of disapproval melts away as she gently smiles and strokes her hand on Hanako's long dark hair. All I can do is watch and smile. If someone were to ask me when I fell in love with her, I wouldn't be able to answer. The best I'd be able to come up with is just happened at some point, but I didn't realize it. If someone were to ask me why I love her, though, then I could answer much more easily. You really love Hanako, don't you? She gives a deep nod, smiling warmly. Well, obviously, I've done this story before, and I remember this choice. So yeah, talk about Hanako is the choice that we're gonna make. But it's a pity we have to return to school. She seemed to relax so much while we were all away. I wouldn't worry. Hanako's been gaining confidence thanks to you, at least for as long as I've known you two. She gives a self-deprecating sigh. I think I merely provided her with company and support. Since she came to know you, she's opened up much more, even to me. I get the feeling she's understating her influence on Hanako, especially given that before the two came to know each other, Hanako had no friends to speak of, which is sad because everybody needs a friend at some point. Hell, I even had friends when I was really, really young, like fucking like 4 years old. I had friends. So that's why I find it depressing for Hanako because everybody has a friend at some point, and wait until high school to actually get a friend. That's depressing. Like not in a disrespectful way, but it's sad. The friends I had in my previous school fulfilled what I'd have expected of them, for the most part, simply being there for idle chatter. But in Hanako and Lily, there really feels to be more to their relationship. Part of me envies it, but another can't ignore the fact that the school year will eventually end. After graduation, I really have no idea what Hanako will do. This trip has shown me just how much we've all come to depend on one another. Indeed, we're all going to have to make decisions. Maybe that's the reason why, despite our return to school, also heralding a return to normalcy of everyday life, I can't help feeling a little restless. On the bright side, it won't take long for the summer holidays to arrive after our exams are finished. We could come back here during the summer holidays if you want. For a moment, she thinks on the notion, her face becoming somewhat distant. I can only guess she's reflecting on all that's happened here. That would be good, I think. Not approvingly, smiling at her. Summer, together with Lily. This idea seems like the perfect way to spend our holiday. Intro of whiteness. Thank you to Buscus. Holy shit. Are we literally. Oh shit, we're literally at the end. Holy fuck. Just a quick note. Act 4 for Lily is long as shit. So, yeah, be prepared for the recording to come. But for right now, I want to see how this turned out. So, how much time did we do? Enough. So, I'll see you guys in the next video.